Okay, good morning, Café from Tampa. I love market halls. No matter where I travel to, St. Lawrence Market in Toronto, the architecturally charming Eastern Market in Washington, D.C., the open-air market Place de Libre in Paris, or Peck's Market in Seattle. These are just a few of my favorites. A market hall bustles with energy and life, as food is the source of life. So a few years ago, when I heard a market hall was going to open in my neighborhood, I was ecstatic. On opening day, I was first at the door. But when the door opened, it was a cocktail bar that I was greeted by. Now don't get me wrong, I love a good cocktail, espresso martini or a well-made Negroni. But that's not why I went to the new public market. As I walked further into the historic building, I found food stalls left and right and an occasional sit-down restaurant. But I just saw the large lettered sign above the entry canopy, Public Market. Towards the back of the hall, I found an information kiosk that was manned. Excuse me, can you tell me where the marketplace is? I asked. This looks like a food court. Sir, this is our interpretation of the marketplace, I was told. Oh, and up against the back wall, I did notice maybe a 6-foot-long public-style open shelf cooler with a few vegetables on the mostly empty shelves. This is, unfortunately, a real example of what I refer to as Madison Avenue-style branding. Exaggerating reality or even branding something as something completely different than what it really is. Throw a lot of money at it. Buy a full-page ad in the New York Times and confidently proclaim, up is down and down is up. This sort of thing doesn't do our culture justice, and it undermines our future. This false branding is present in our politics, healthcare, educational system. It's pervasive throughout our culture. Okay, what then is genuine branding? Genuine branding is when you, 1, analyze something, recognize its inherent positive qualities, 2, nurture and develop those qualities, even add new positive attributes, or even revive positive qualities that were once present but have since been lost, and then, lastly, showcase them for what they really are. Okay, I am a foodie and a pretty good house chef, but I'm a better architect. One with a sort of Buckminster Fuller worldview where everything is connected. So to me, the first thing I think of concerning branding is our neighborhoods and our city as a whole. How can we communicate to others the absolutely wonderful aspects of our neighborhoods, even amidst their problems? How can we reinforce recognition of our neighborhood's values to ourselves as well? For only when we are aware of the treasures we have will we be willing to stand up for our neighborhoods, protect and improve them. This goes far beyond property values. Neighborhood perception is inseparable from self-identity. This is my neighborhood. Working together with the historic Hyde Park Neighborhood Association, I have endeavored to do just that, genuine branding, with the design of the Hyde Park Gateways project. This is the project you see on the display boards here. The first step was to recognize the positive aspects of the historic district, 2, propose improving and restoring those desirable qualities that have been damaged or even destroyed, 3, add landscaping, and then showcasing these changes with the intention of edifying others to help make our vision reality. Here is an example of how it worked. History tells us that when Hyde Park was first developed at the beginning of the 20th century, it was a very human-scale, walkable neighborhood. Yes, there were automobiles, but there weren't many, and children were able to play safely in the streets, crossing the streets independently, and there was a trolley car system that could take Hyde Park residents to every corner of the city. But over decades, the streetcar system was dismantled, the narrow streets have become clogged with cars, and those cars are even more powerful, heavier, and larger than anything imagined by O.H. Platts. And thus, today, cars pose a real safety threat to pedestrians. In 1910, household power consumption was minimal, and communication devices almost non-existent. Today, our streets are festooned with electric transmission and communication lines. 5G mini towers are popping up in front of private homes. The power lines that require drastic pruning of the tree canopy still fall during serious windstorms and leave us without power for weeks. There are easily more traffic signs on metal posts cluttering our landscape than there are trees today in Hyde Park. More and more, the individuality of the neighborhood is being replaced by the city's homogeneous, chaotic look. So we know what's wrong, but upon reflection, we also remember what attracted people to the neighborhood in past years. Its human scale, the beautiful architecture, even if often in need of repair, the quaint little restaurants and the third-place drinkeries scattered around the neighborhood, the grand old oaks, transit, and the proximity to downtown. The Gateway project that you see here addresses mobility improvement for everyone. It addresses the power line issue and proposes a reform and consolidation of traffic signage. In addition, the monumental entries give identity through the beauty of landscaping along with an homage to history. With the implementation of our stated goals, Hyde Park will truly be able to brand itself as urban sophistication reborn. The process of identifying existing assets, improving and reestablishing lost assets, and then introducing new assets can be used to brand all of our neighborhoods. And when each neighborhood's unique history and cultural identity forms the basis for the analysis, each neighborhood will take on its own unique character. There's a neat and tidy Latin neighborhood, small masonry houses and pastel colors just east of the stadium. Now, the neighborhood does need some serious stormwater infrastructure work, but in addition to that, decorative dark sky LED streetlights and a common street landscaping, like one street planted entirely with Bismarck palms, the next street in yellow tababuya trees, the next in pink tababuya trees, so on and so forth, would imbue that neighborhood with the ability to brand itself as Tampa's Garden Barrio. If all Tampa neighborhoods were to carry out identity branding and all were unique, we would create a type of cultural vitality that would propel this city forward like it has never been experienced. Branding is a great thing, and advertising can bring to light hidden treasures not noticed before. If we were to brand our neighborhoods in a thoughtful, creative, and truthful manner, like Historic Hyde Park is doing now, correcting what needs to be corrected, life in Tampa could only become significantly richer. This type of branding would combine the past with the future in a multi-hue cultural vitality. Thank you.